Hello everyone, my name is Luis Lebron, and the health behavior that I want to speak to you guys about is childhood obesity. So let's get to know a little bit about what childhood obesity is, and how are you considered to be obese. Childhood obesity is a serious medical condition that affects children and adolescents. It occurs when a child is well above normal weight for his or her height and age. Um, Childhood obesity is particularly troubling because the extra pound often start children on the path to health problems that were often confined to adults, such as diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. Um, and in the past 30 years, the occurrence of overweight in the children has tripled, and it is now estimated that 1 in 5 children in the U.S. is overweight, which comes to about 17% of the children population. So, overweight and obese preschoolers are 5 times more likely um, than normal weight children to be overweight or obese as adults, and as a result, childhood overweight is regarded as the most common prevalent nutritional disorder of U.S. children and adolescents, and it's one of the most common problems seen by pediatricians. Um, so I set up a little PowerPoint presentation here for you guys, and just to shed some light on the topic and some ideas as to how we can attack this health condition and try to uh, make some strides into bettering it and eliminating the numbers of children that are overweight in the U.S. So, um, like I said, childhood obesity prevalence in the United States continues to rise, and the Center of Disease Control and Prevention indicated that in 2012, more than 1/3 of children and adolescents were overweight or obese. Childhood obesity can be defined as being greater than 99 percentile of the body mass index for age and gender. In light of these staggering numbers continuing to rise for childhood obesity, parents and concerned citizens are actively seeking methods to reduce and eradicate obesity in children. According to researchers, childhood obesity may be attributed to a combination of genetic, cultural factors, lack of physical activity, television and social media, increased proportions in food served from fast food places, as found by Kumayika 2008. Um, Further research also indicates that amid all the contributing factors, obesity in parents is often found to be the common denominator. Children like to emulate their parents. Most of the stuff that they eat, that they like to eat, is because it was introduced to them by their parents, by their family members, by the culture. This is very important. Like the parents are the building block to be able to have these children um, start in a path of a good healthy life and eating healthy, and introducing them to healthy foods. So um, here I have some summary of problems um, that arise because of childhood obesity. So 1 in 3 children or adolescents in the U.S. are overweight. Over the past 3 decades, the rate of childhood obesity has tripled. Childhood obesity costs and society nearly 1 billion a year, and children that come from minority families or from poverty are at even higher risk. Uh, some of these neighborhoods where there's low income communities really doesn't have access to healthy foods. There really isn't markets that provide healthy produce, vegetables. So a lot of fast food restaurants are usually located in these low income communities, and this doesn't help our society, having these young kids exposed to these type of foods and so accessible to them, and we're not teaching them and showing them um, the importance of like fruits, vegetables, balanced meals that can help them in their health and prevent these health conditions that could arise, like I've mentioned before, the high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, these medical conditions that children should not be having, should not even be mentioned next to the word children. So, these are issues that we need to, topics that we need to bring up with governments and our local state senators, and you know just to address and shed some light on the situation and try to make a difference, and have these markets, fresh fruit markets available to these low-income communities, to try and lower the number of childhood obesity in these communities. So some of the health issues that we talked about, like the diabetes, high blood pressures, high cholesterol. So obesity in children significantly increases the risk of cardiovascular disease and diabetes later in life, and as well as bullying and low self-esteem at an early age. It's tough for kids to be in high school and worrying about whether they have cool clothes, cool shoes. That they're not considered nerds, or that they're overweight, that they're just not cool. They're not with the cool crowd. So being overweight adds another dimension to this. It's another problem that they have to be thinking about, besides all the other stuff, and just something else that they could get bullied. So. It's very important to have these kids at such an early age eat better, so it's just healthy for them to be healthy, for them to have a healthy life, and not add bullying to another problem that they have to be thinking about when they go to school. Out of all the risk factors, the most common denominator in childhood obesity is parental obesity. Parents are the greatest stockholders in improving their children's well-being. I agree with this. Like I mentioned before, children emulate what their parents eat. Their culture dictates what they eat. So if at home us as parents are not introducing them to fruits, vegetables, and balanced meals, right proportion food sizes, so they're not gonna want none of that. They would much rather just have McDonald's or Burger King, pizza, all these unhealthy fast foods. Instead of drinking water, we're drinking soda, very sugary drinks. So it's very important for parents to teach their children and lead by example, on how to be healthy, and this starts at home. So it's very, very important. The average calorie consumption per person in the U.S. has increased by 31 over the last 3 decades, and we're eating more and moving less. Kids are staying at home, playing video games, watching TV. No one's out in the parks running, playing basketball, football, baseball. Signing up in these little leagues, programs to play sports, and we're being lazy, just couch potatoes, staying at home, eating, watching TV, and we're not being active, and it's activity is very important at a young age, just so we avoid these health conditions later on in the future. So the solution then seems kind of simple. So let's make some change. So these are some questions that parents could ask themselves, whether your child is doing these or not. Like, do they watch TV daily? Play video games daily? Are they playing outside daily? Do they have routinely snacks of junk food or sweets available to them in the home? Are they drinking soda on a daily basis? Are they receiving freshly prepared home cooked meals daily? Do they eat fruits? Do they eat their vegetables? If a lot of your answers to these questions are no, then you need to reevaluate uh, what you're introducing to your child when it comes to food. You're the foundation for them um, to you're the foundation for them to live a healthy lifestyle. So this is very important. You just gotta make sure that you're introducing them to fruits, vegetables, stuff that they like. But if you introduce it to them at an early age, then you won't have any issues as they get older into the adolescent age of them not liking these certain type of foods. So it's very important we introduce our kids to healthy foods at a really young age. um, so It is crucial for parents to understand that it is easier for them to make changes to the family lifestyle and children to follow suit than to expect children to make changes on their own. So, like I said, if you're not teaching them and you're not showing and leading by example, then they're just not going to do it. So, you just got to lead by example and show them that eating healthy is good, it's fun, it tastes good, and just lead by example. So we talked a little bit about the household and how us as parents are the foundation for teaching our children to eat healthy and live that healthy lifestyle. So what about the second place where they spend the most time in, which is school? What can schools do to help have these children eat healthy food? So the CDC has identified that schools play a critical role by establishing a safe and supportive environment with policies and practices that support healthy behaviors. Schools also provide opportunities for students to learn about and practice healthy eating and physical activity behaviors. The school and the home are the two environments where these behaviors have to be continuously fostered. So here are some plans that schools can implement to try to have this healthy eating be successful. So these are some things that I came up with: enhancing body mass index screenings at school, integrate nutrition education with the academic curriculum, increase opportunities for physical activity during the school days. A lot of schools were actually eliminating physical activities and art programs from the curriculum. So if we eliminate these PE courses, what are we teaching our children? We're teaching them that you don't have to be active, and we could just be sitting down all day doing nothing, and that's not healthy for them. We could advocate for in-school public service announcements for healthy lifestyle. Make it seem like it's cool to be healthy. Just have guest speakers come to them and talk to them about health, about healthy lifestyle, what foods are good, what foods are bad, what are the consequences for eating these bad foods later down the road as they get older. And also start growing and cooking programs to help children enjoy and appreciate healthy and tasty snacks. Have like home ec classes where you're teaching kids how to cook, but we're teaching them how to cook healthy foods. And different type of things that they could do with healthy foods and snacks and stuff like that. Also, we can introduce vending machines that don't have potato chips and sodas. May have coconut water instead, just water bottles, dry fruits instead of potato chips, stuff like that. Protein bars, just healthy snacks that they're exposed to and don't have to settle for these chips and sodas. But that only goes as far. It only goes as far as we want it to go. So parents need to voice their opinions to their school attendants, to the counselors and the city councils of their concerns about what their children are being exposed to, what foods their children are being exposed to in schools. so some changes can happen, so there could be some steps into the right direction of what foods their children are being exposed to, show that they're concerned, because if not, they're just vending machines are going to stay there. It's just going to be sodas. The lunch at school is not going to introduce fruits or vegetables. So we need to speak up as parents, so some changes will take place. So what does the future hold? So we got to increase awareness about contributing factors for childhood obesity. We got to make sure that programs are being put in place in schools and after school programs to encourage healthy eating and habits and exercise. Creating gardens at schools, like I mentioned. Showing that the parents are involved in the policies at the schools, and perhaps doing yearly exams by medical providers to monitor children's health and BMIs. We can make that mandatory prior to the new school year starting, where these kids have to get a medical exam just to see where they're at, and make sure that if they are already at a risky weight, that we start controlling it there and then at the beginning of the school year. And if they're underweight, that we start teaching them healthy foods and talking about how eating is good to they don't have to be scared about gaining weight because of eating so much and stuff like that, provide healthier foods during lunch and snacks. The parents need to be involved at home also, so the kids are not only being taught these healthy lifestyle conditions at school, but at home it needs to continue, just so it's a routine that they're seeing, and it just becomes normal to them. Making the healthier foods easier for them to find. So I think all these things, if all these changes take place, I think it'll decrease the numbers of children that are overweight in the U.S., which is a very big problem. So in conclusion, although childhood obesity rates continue to rise, we have the ability to change this. Using all the resources that we have available, we can educate parents, children, and teachers to improve the health and well-being of these children. Making small changes along the way to increase physical activity, improve physical education programs, and making healthy foods optional available in childhood obesity rates can decrease, so that childhood obesity rates can decrease. Decreasing childhood obesity benefits everyone involved and leads to happy and healthy members of our society. So I hope you guys enjoyed this presentation that I had for you about a topic that is very drawn to. I enjoy eating healthy. I didn't do so as a younger, when I was a child going to school, but I also didn't have had a pretty fast metabolism, so I never had a weight issue. But I also didn't take care of myself. I drank the sodas. I had the bags of chips. And coming from a Hispanic house, coming home eating fried food from the Caribbean, just a lot of fried food and stuff like that. Not much introduction to fruits and vegetables in the household. So eventually that catches up to you as you get older. So I didn't want to live the rest of my life eating that way. So I made the change when I was about like 22, 23 to change my eating habits, and I've it's just become routine to me. It's normal. Like it's just strange. Like everything else is just different to me now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope I shed some light into this topic, and perhaps some of you classmates of mine that have children, you guys that you guys change the way you guys are eating at home, just to you guys change the way you guys are eating at home, so your kids could just have a healthier life, and no medical issues down the road. So thank you very much for letting me present to you guys, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.